Jackson made history against his former team. Two ball toward the middle, grabbed by the shortstop, and he did it. Edwin Jackson has no-hit the Rays tonight. Today, 10-game winner David Price looks to get the Rays back on the winning track on Sun Sports. Welcome to a late afternoon start of Rays baseball. We welcome you to Tropicana Field, Game 2 of the series. The Tampa Bay Rays meet the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis will be with us throughout the day as well. Rays looking for the winning side of the ledger, suffering the no-hit last night at the hands of Edwin Jackson, and they're going to send the big lefty, David Price, to the mound this afternoon.
Yeah, David's going to make the All-Star team. There's no doubt about that. Second in the league in ERA, just a tick behind Cliff Lee. His last 4 starts have been very solid, 3-1 record, an ERA just over 2, averaging just about a strikeout per inning in those starts. You know, he's dominant. He's got the 97 fastball, been using his curveball very effectively. Putting zeros up there obviously is key, but probably more important is what the Rays do against Ian Kennedy and scoring some runs, getting some offense going. They only scored no runs last night, only gave up 1 run. Jeff Newman was great, but it's about attacking Ian Kennedy with his 2.41 ERA, his road record. You see that 2-4, 4.50 overall. He pitches well at home, but he neutralizes lefties because he's got the good changeup. He does sink the ball away from him, so therefore Joe Madden has a different look with that lineup tonight. He's put some right-handers in there.
David Price tied for the league lead in wins with 10. He is second in earned run average at 245. Ian Kennedy 3-5 overall. He's coming back from aneurysm surgery. More on the no-hitter from Edwin Jackson.
The night after a no-hitter, EJ, despite walking 8, ends up making history last night at Tropicana Field. As we welcome you back outside of Gate 4, where we just had our Rays Live pregame show. Edwin Jackson, it was not a masterpiece in terms of control as he walked 8 and hit a batter. Most pitches ever since the pitch count has been introduced to baseball in a no-hitter. 4th no-hitter in the major leagues this year, 2nd in Diamondbacks history. We caught up to him after the game and asked him if he thought he might be coming out of that game with the pitch count so high.
That was a pretty controversial move on AJ's part. We had a couple of discussions towards the end, and I know for a manager to continue to let a pitcher stay out there with that many pitches, he definitely put his neck on the line. If something would have happened that game, then, you know, everything falls back on him. But I just wanted to give him the confidence that I wasn't coming out that game till I give a hit or a home run, and he can rest me the next start if he wanted to. But I let him know that I wasn't coming out that game.
Edwin Jackson in our Geico quote of the game. We are getting ready for baseball. Back we go for the Diamondbacks and the Rays to Dwayne and Kevin.
It was the first no-hitter ever thrown here at Tropicana Field as Edwin Jackson threw the no-hitter last night, defeating the Rays 1-0 while walking 8. And so the Rays will attempt to regroup. Let's take a look at the Arizona lineup. Kelly Johnson again leading off at second. Tony Abreu, and then Justin Upton is the DH. LaRoche, Young, and Reynolds down the middle. Rusty Ryle at left with Chris Snyder catching. Cole Gillespie is at right field hitting ninth. We're set to play ball. David Price ready, and the first pitch of this game is upstairs, a fastball. We are underway. 5 minutes past the hour.
Outstanding numbers overall for David. ERA at 2.45, second in the American League. 91 2/3 innings pitched. 224 batting average against.
One pitch. Lifted into short center. And B.J. Upton is right there. One away.
For the Rays defensively in the outfield, Matt Joyce once again in left field. B.J. Upton in center, and Ben Zobrist right around the infield, left to right. Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Sean Rodriguez, and Carlos Pena. Kelly Shopik calling a game tonight for David Price.
Now Tony Abreu, who was in the game last night, hitting ninth, playing second. Playing shortstop today and up in the second spot. He had a hit and 3 at-bats in last night's game. It's fouled out of play, 0-2. Rays are 6-10 in interleague play. They won 2 out of 4 on the road in Houston. They had a difficult time with the Marlins, went 2-4 against Florida. Abreu's out on strikes. 1-2 in Atlanta, 1-2 here at home against San Diego. They dropped the first game of the interleague series here against Arizona last night. They're not used over the last couple seasons to struggling the way they have in interleague play. Here's Justin Upton. Well, it was supposed to be the Upton brothers' night last night for the first time playing against each other. But Edwin Jackson upstaged both B.J. and Justin.
That was 2 different games last night.
Boy, wasn't it? Still a lot to be said about what went on last night. And for Joe Madden and the Rays, it's a matter of attempting to put it behind them and get on with the season. Because Edwin was not very good early, but the Rays let him off the hook, and he got to be very good before the night was over. Ground ball up the middle by Justin Upton, and there's a base hit. The Rays don't feel good about being the victims of a no-hitter, but to a man, everyone on this club, and if you've been around Edwin Jackson, he's a very likable guy, and if he's not pitching against you, you have to root for him. And his parents, both parents were here last night to watch that. So it was a family occasion for the Jacksons, and Edwin now in the history books with the 267th no-hitter in baseball history.
And it was a tough call for his manager, A.J. Hinch, but he did let him go, the 149, and as he said, he's going to back him off a couple of extra days before his next start. You know, they're out of the race. I mean, they're not going anywhere. So
that's right.
You have the leeway to do that a little bit.
I ran into Edwin's father after the game, and he said, I didn't know if he was going to stay in there or not. I said, well, Todd Callis talked to him after the game, and Edwin says, I was not coming out.
No, he wasn't. There's no doubt about that. These things don't come along to a man very often like that. So A.J. gave him the opportunity, and he fulfilled it.
1-1 the count to Adam LaRoche, and he provided the only run of the game with a second inning home run. And lost in all of that was a very good job by Jeff Neiman, another outstanding start for the Rays right-hander. That's a strike, says Tim McClellan.
Good curveball right there. Yeah, you're right. Jeff Neiman pitched great. I mean, to me, of the starters, Jeff Neiman and David Price are worthy of strong all-star consideration. Jeff's been very consistent all year.
2 outs with a runner at first. Down and away. That squares the count at 2-2, a breaking ball. The Rays start today still running second in the East. 3 back now of New York, and percentage points ahead of Boston. The Red Sox are also 3 out. But they've played 2 more games than the Rays, and they've divided those.
Yeah, you're right. Boston was in San Francisco last night. They dropped their game. The Yankees were at Dodger Stadium. They beat the Dodgers 2-1 as you see the standings. The Rays and the Red Sox 3 out. Toronto only 4 games over 500 now, 7.5 out.
Over to first, back in is Upton. Just underway here this afternoon against Arizona. Ground ball to the right side. Rodriguez there to make the play to Pena. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We're headed into the bottom of the first. B.J. Upton will be in the leadoff spot for the Rays. Full HD by H.H. Gregg. Quick look at the Rays lineup with B.J. Upton leading off, followed by Sean Rodriguez and Evan Longoria. Pena, Shopik, and Zobrist down the middle. Ibar, the DH. Joyce and Bartlett to follow, with Ian Kennedy on the hill, the right-hander for Arizona. And his first pitch is a called strike. One ball, one strike. Two and one.
There's Ian's numbers. 15 starts overall. 3.60 earned run average and 95 innings pitched. Left-handed batters only hitting .211 against Ian Kennedy.
Two balls, two strikes.
Good change up right there, 80 miles an hour.
And strike three call, the pitch taken by Upton, and he is out on strikes.
Yep, too close to take either way. With 2 strikes, Fox Tracks does show it's right on the outside corner, about 89 miles an hour. That's just an excellent pitch.
And, you know, right there is a perfect example of what we were talking about during the San Diego series and the way Adrian Gonzalez hits. It comes to a point where you cannot consistently call third strikes, and that's what makes Gonzalez so effective. And frankly, that's been one of the concerns the Rays have gone through.
Yep, I'd rather see guys in hit mode first and take second than the other way around. You can always learn to narrow your strike zone, but if you're aggressive at the plate and thinking I'm swinging first, then I'm going to track the ball. If it's a ball, then I'll take. Then you got a chance. But if you're thinking take first, got to be the perfect pitch, you got no chance in the big leagues. You'll hit 220.
2-1, and you know, and you know, having been a manager and
yep.
you coached at every level in baseball, the minor leagues, major leagues. You spent time with some great baseball managers and coaches. The foul ball straight back. You know, it's pretty basic actually. When to take pitches,
yeah,
and when to swing, and you know, you get to 2 strikes. It's a premise in Little League baseball.
Well,
that you don't want to take a call third.
That's right.
The pitch is close. If you're going to go down, you want to go down swinging. Otherwise, you want to try to defeat a pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Al Campanis was a general manager when I spent 10 years in the Dodgers system, and he would drum it into us as instructors, as hitting coaches, as managers, and as players. I want you guys thinking swing first. We would have meetings about that. I don't want this thing, hey, on-base percentage is the most important thing. Driving in runs is the most important thing. Scoring runs is the key to the game.
3-2, and it's line foul. Rodriguez breaks his bat.
And we would actually do drills down in the batting cages where a hitter would be up there, and he would have to, you know, a pitching coach would throw to the catcher, and he would have to call balls and strikes as he's hitting. Mike Marshall, remember the right fielder?
Sure.
He had a tough time with that, so that was one drill that we had to use for him. And they called it the Duke Snyder drill because Duke Snyder in Brooklyn days had a problem with that. And Al Campanis, of course, actually played with Duke. And that was a drill that they used at Dodgertown. They've called the Duke Snyder drill.
Yeah, and I remember when Marshall played, he had all that power. But there was concern by the Dodgers that he took so many pitches.
That's right. And so they would send him down to the batting cages. And I was a minor league. I played with Mike in AAA in '82. But I was also the minor league AAA manager for years there. And that was a drill that we had to make him do. And he had to learn what pitch recognition, what it was a ball, what was a strike.
Well, I would just think when there was a pitch as close as the one that BJ took there, 2-2. Now you're giving up any power you have as a hitter, and that is a power to stay alive.
Yeah.
We're not talking extra base power. Just power to stay alive, and you're turning it over to the umpire. Well, Adrian Gonzalez has figured out, and it's a pretty basic lesson, that as long as he can exert power over his at-bat, he's going to do that instead of put it in the hands of the umpire.
Yeah, that's why I love talking to Adrian and the different guys I get a chance to talk to.
Yeah, he's outstanding in that way.
And I didn't know he did that until I talked to him a few weeks ago about his hitting philosophy, and sure enough, you saw that in the 3-game series.
Yeah, I didn't know he did that until they came here, and we had an opportunity, number one, to watch him, and then also to talk to some folks about his approach, and then to see him implement it. It just makes all the sense in the world, and he's hitting in a lineup where there's no protection around him. He's the lone warrior in many ways.
That's right.
Not to take anything away from the rest of their lineup. Hey, they're a first-place club. There goes the runner. Pitch is wide, and the throw is not in time. Rodriguez has himself a steal, and the Rays have a man in scoring position right here in the first inning.
Pretty good jump by Sean. Snyder just not a very quick release right there. And you see him short hop his infielder right there. And Sean's in there easily. You know, sometimes people get on Evan Longoria. I don't, because I would rather see Evan chase than take a third strike. And, you know, he's been expanding the zone a little bit, trying to help his ball club. He's trying to get some RBIs. That ball, of course, too far outside.
So it's first and second with only one out for Carlos Pena.
But you don't see Evan take too many third strikes.
Yeah.
He might chase here and there, or a high fastball or a slider away, but he's up there hacking.
Yeah, and the other important thing about Evan is that you're seeing the stirrups and the stripes on those stirrup socks. That's a good sign. Worked 2 days ago for the Rays. They got into trouble without it yesterday.
Yeah, I think Joe Madden was the only one, the main ones that stayed with it yesterday.
Let's get back to the program as Sean Rodriguez has him showing at second and Longoria has him showing at first. Joe Madden is sticking with it.
Well, here's the first lefty that Ian Kennedy faces today in Carlos Pena. He's had a lot of success. He will sink the ball away. He's got a very good changeup. He'll flip up that overhand curveball. He's got a cutter. He throws the whole arsenal array of pitches.
Carlos Pena looks at the first pitch, and that's a strike.
You know, in talking to A.J. Hint about Kennedy, he was the key guy in that 3-team deal. You know, Edwin Jackson was huge, but they really wanted that other starter, and they thought Ian Kennedy getting him in that Detroit Yankee deal where they traded Max Scherzer. Of course, Edwin Jackson was the focal point as far as the pitching, but they really wanted Kennedy, and they've been very happy with his performance.
With a strike, a couple of fastballs, and it's 0-2. Well, he had the aneurysm near his right shoulder and missed most of last year to address that. Move up through the Yankee system.
Yeah, former #1 pick in 06 out of USC. Getting a chance really for the first time to be healthy and start full time.
A couple of walks here in the first. This is reminiscent of last night.
Yeah, and he just painted up Carlos Pena with 2 good fastballs on the outside corner. He'll try to expand his zone a little bit here.
And Carlos is out on strikes. So a couple strikeouts and 2 walks. 2 men on with 2 men out.
Just good location from Ian Kennedy. Went a little bit wider, as you can see right here, and Carlos couldn't get to it. That's just nice location. And too close to take for sure. A little bit of an uppercut right there. Couldn't get through the ball.
Well, the Rays have faced Kennedy before, and Carlos has had more trouble with him than any other Rays hitter in the lineup. He's now 0 for 11 lifetime against Kennedy. And here's Kelly Shopping, who's facing him for the first time. He takes a strike.
I tell you what, he's got good mechanics and he can hit the corners. That's what he's doing right now. Again, was a first pitch fastball, not a blazer, 88 to 89 miles an hour, but right on the outside corner.
The turn, but nothing doing back at second base out of that. Kennedy originally out of Huntington Beach, California. He was originally drafted by the Cardinals out of high school and decided to go to college instead. It's low, 1-1. Tim McClellan calling the balls and strikes, the crew chief.
You know, thinking of no-hitters, Kelly Shopping's the one that earlier in the season broke up the CC Sabathia no-hitter.
Yeah. So, while the Rays have been the first team in Major League history to be no-hit 3 times in 1 calendar year when you go back to Burley's perfect game against them in Chicago last year. And then the 2 here this year. trying to score early here against Ian Kennedy. 1-2 the count to Shopping. That's pop foul right side, going to be chased by LaRoche, but that will be out of play.
For Arizona, defensively behind Ian Kennedy in the outfield, Rusty Ryle in left, Chris Young in center, and Cole Gillespie in right field. Mark Reynolds, Tony Abreu, Kelly Johnson, and Adam LaRoche around the infield left to right, and Chris Snyder behind the plate in this late afternoon contest for Ian Kennedy.
A ball, 2 strikes. Shopping getting the start against the right-hander, and Joe Madden pointed out the lefty-righty split here. Right-handers, in terms of average, have had a little better result against Kennedy than lefties. Right-handed batters hitting .251 against him, and lefties .211. But he's given up a lot of home runs to left-handed hitters. 11 homers for lefties and 6 to right-handers, and that's close to the same number of at-bats, lefty-righty.
Yeah.
For statistical purposes, almost even there in at-bats to left-handed and right-handed hitters. And there is strike 3 called. He threw a little curveball, and so he strikes out the side and walks 2, leaves him on. No score through 1. David Price throws him a strike on the outer part of the plate. Young, then Mark Reynolds and Rusty Ryle. It's pop back foul and out of play. 0-2.
Good first half for Chris Young. He's on pace for about 25 home run year.
He had some problems last year after the first couple years, particularly I guess two years ago, discounting this one. He had some outstanding numbers.
Yeah, he really did. Yes, that's a good pitch.
So Young is caught looking. That was sharp and down.
It sure was. Take a look. Good center field camera shot. Inside corner at the knees. See from the side, it definitely was above the front knee. So it was not low. That's a good pitch.
One away. Now Mark Reynolds. Up and away. Reynolds with great power. He's a power strikeout guy. Second in the National League with 17 home runs. He struck out 103 times. Takes a big cut. The count is 1-1.
You know, we've talked a lot this week about rotational deliveries versus linear, going right toward your target. Watch David. That's why he's been so consistent this year. He doesn't fall off to the right side. He goes right at his target and finishes nicely right there.
2 balls and a strike.
It's a very economical delivery. Just a small drop step. He's already in the nice turn position and balance. Then his head goes right at his target. Nice. Right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Take a look at David right here. Watch his head. Goes right toward his target. It's not flying open. It's not going toward third base. He keeps it right on his target, and that's why he's had consistency this year. He's been able to repeat his delivery.
And he strikes out Reynolds with a fastball away.
And that's an easy 96. I mean, he's not forcing it. He's not trying to hump up. That ball is just flying out of his hand. That's a beautiful pitch. Look at outside corner 96. Nice fluid delivery. Nice finish. Never takes his eye off the target. And I tell you, he's got a chance to start the All-Star game.
Rusty Ryle hitting a high fly ball into left. Joyce is there and makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 second. Bottom of the inning coming, no score.
Rays have been struggling lately offensively, 9 runs in their last 12 games, and Joe Madden talks about the recent offensive woes.
If you look at the guys up and down individually, you know, Longo's pretty much achieved to his normal levels. I think Carl definitely has achieved to his normal levels. The other guys have vacillated a bit, and it's just that the consistency has not been there. So I've been paying more attention, like today, for instance, with Kennedy. More of a reverse split kind of a guy. He's better against lefties than righties. So I just top-loaded the batting order with the righties. Now, that could impact you later in the game.
Now we'll see how the lefties do this inning, guys. Back to you.
Vince Zobrist takes the first pitch for a strike. Ian Kennedy struck out the side in the first inning, walked a couple. And there's another strike. These are not overpowering fastballs. They're 87, 88, maybe 90.
Well, it might be the best 2 fastballs you're going to see today. Both of them right down the middle.
It's off the plate inside. And it's 1-2. He comes with that curveball, and it's low and in. 2-2. Kennedy's 1-2 lifetime against the Rays. Made one appearance against them in 07 and then 3 in 08. Last year because of injuries and the aneurysm issue that came up. Didn't face the Rays. Zobrist fouling off a changeup there. A 2-2 count. And fouls this one the other way, out of play.
Pretty good differential for Kennedy on the changeup. Changeup's at 80 miles an hour. Fastball's about 90. Good arm speed. Last pitch, of course, was a fastball. Ben fighting it off. Comes a changeup.
Zobrist takes it to run the count full. 3-2. Kennedy's coming off a loss against the Tigers his last time out.
Runs off the outside corner. It's a good take by Ben right there. That's a tough pitch to lay off.
And a check swing foul ball, forcing another 3-2 pitch. There's the Rays. The game plan of the Rays, and you would think it might have been that last night, was to be patient, try to get into this Arizona bullpen. It has not been a very good bullpen this year for the Diamondbacks. And the Rays were on the verge of getting Jackson out of the game last night. A bouncing ball foul, that is, until the third inning when they loaded the bases, and with one out, B.J. Upton went after the first pitch, and Hank Laylock went after the first pitch. And frankly, those two at-bats turned the game completely around in the favor of Edwin Jackson. And the Diamondbacks had no need to go to the bullpen. There's ball 4. That's a 10-pitch at bat, and Zobrist draws the walk. And so against this club, all the other teams facing them would try to get to the bullpen.
That was a good at bat by Ben. I mean, he took a couple of good fastballs, hittable pitches. Got down 0-2, but he fought off some tough changeups, took some good pitches by Kennedy, and worked the walk.
Three walks now. Here's Willie Ibar. Willie getting the start as the designated hitter. He takes the ball.
Well, you make a good point about the Arizona bullpen. They are dead last in baseball in ERA. 7.26 earned run average as a bullpen.
And that's why the swinging at the first pitch by Upton and Laylock last night was so distressing.
Yeah, and surprising because you know, Matt Joyce, when he walked the bases loaded there in the third, talking about Edwin Jackson, Matt Joyce swung at a couple of sliders. They were close, but they were probably strikes. But after he popped out, then the 2 pitches later, the inning's over. And that was the night and day we're talking about. Talking about the movie, but really that's what that was last night. After that, I think it really ignited Edwin Jackson. He got into a rhythm, and the rest was history.
And we discussed last night his history of that. You know, he has struggled, and the numbers bear that out. And if he gets past 2 or 3 troubled spots early,
yeah,
he can settle in, and he did that last night. He survived and then pitched well the rest of the way, to the point of throwing a no-hitter. A 1-1 count to Willie Ibar. The pitch is down, 2-1, and the point of this little back and forth conversation here, Kevin, is, and I'm sure you agree, it's not about results of those at bats. It's about approach to those bats.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Because when you looked at the replay, the one that BJ swung at was a slider. And the one that Blaylock swung with was outside. I mean, he was off the outside corner.
This one pops away from Snyder, but no chance for a move up. The count goes to 3-1, and the line of the 2 no-hitters. Dallas Braden with the perfecto, 109 pitches, and 149 for Edwin Jackson, the highest pitch count of any no-hitter in the history of the game since they started counting pitches. Three-1 now, the count to Willie Ibar. Fouls it back. Fouls a fastball to go 3-2. Leadoff walk by Zobrist.
Well, 3-2 count. Got to believe Ben Zobrist will be in motion. Got to get something going here. You know, and by doing that, putting the runner in motion, the hitter should concentrate more, Willie Ibar, on making sure he puts it in play if it's a strike.
Runner goes, and the pitch is ball 4. So 4 walks given up by Kennedy. Zobrist moves to second, and Ibar is aboard for Matt Joyce. And Stottlemyre is headed to the mound to talk with Ian Kennedy. The Rays, having been shut out last night, a no-hitter, a 1-0 final, and the 2 no-hitters they've had thrown at them this year. Joe Madden was quick to point out to them that does not preclude this team from later success, and he points to the 1917 Chicago White Sox, who had 2 no-hitters thrown against them that year and went on to win 100 games, win the American League pennant and the World Series, defeating the New York Giants. In fact, they had no-hitters thrown at them in back-to-back days. They were not back-to-back games. The second day, it was the second game of a no-hitter, or second game of a doubleheader. But they did have no-hitters thrown at them in back-to-back days.
Well, that doesn't surprise me that Joe found a positive out of all this.
That's exactly right.
That's a good manager right there.
Matt Joyce hit a base hit the other way. Zobrist will go to third. They're going to stop him there, and the bases are loaded. The Joyce picked out a first pitch fastball, and Matt has a base hit. The Rays have a hit after being no hit last night.
Now this ball, see, that's what we were talking about with Adrian Gonzalez. That ball's off the outside corner, but look, Matt goes with it, and he gets a base hit out of it. So you don't always have to take and get the perfect pitch to get a base hit. And that's really what I was talking about last night that I learned from Felipe Alou. You don't have to have your perfect swing and your best pitch to swing the bat and drive a run in. It's a ball he could reach. That's all it counts. I mean, if you ask Vladdy Guerrero to got to be a perfect pitch, you've got to be a 220 hitter instead of a 330 lifetime hitter going to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly right. Now Jason Bartlett, he goes after one, sends a fly ball back into right field. Gillespie's going to make the catch. The tag at third. Zobrist will score, and the Rays have a run to take a 1-0 lead. Bartlett took a breaking ball into right field to drive in that run.
And I like that too. See, first ball swinging, getting a pitch that's hittable, being ready to hit. That's a get him over and get him in. Long sac fly. That's a great at bat by Jason Bartlett. Nice.
So the pressure's off. The Rays have a hit. They have a run. Now they can go out and have some fun and score a few more runs. Here's B.J. Upton. And Upton takes that pitch, showing a possible bunt. That's a strike. Well, the Rays have cashed in on the leadoff walk. Something they could not do last night in the early stages of the game. They have a run in the second. BJ tries to bunt that, but it fouls it. Jabbing at that pitch a bit. 0-2 the count. Ibar third. Joyce is at first.
Well, Joe Madden on the first 2 pitches doing that bunt play that he likes to pull with first and third, 1 out, where you're supposed to bunt the ball toward first base. But 0-2, you got to take it off now.
And BJ strikes out. Fastball got him. 4th strikeout for Kennedy. He's also walked 4. In the game today and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Two men on with 2 men out. A run home for Sean Rodriguez. Sean walked and swiped the base in the first inning. Goes after the first pitch, fouling it. Fastball. That is a foul ball. Past the diving LaRoche and just fouled. 2 strikes.
You're not kidding. Roach is hugging the line anyway. Let's see where he dives to. Yeah, that's a good call.
Andy Fletcher right there on the call.
Yep, he's right on top of it.
Tried to throw a changeup, and he hits him 0-2.
Yep, just got away from him. Look at that. Nowhere to go. Might as well take the base down, 2 strikes. Sean took the hit right there. Could have probably got out of the way, but said, why not?
Hey, that's the best. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the best case scenario. You get hit where there's a little cushion, and you
why not?
Get hit with a changeup.
Well, especially when you're down a couple strikes.
Yeah.
Heck, start over next at bat.
Loads the bases for Evan Longoria. Evan fouls the first pitch fastball.
Good aggressive swing there. Good approach, too, because he would have gone to right center right there. That was a good pass at that ball.
The 0-1. Ground ball back to the hill. And the toss to first in time to retire the side. Rays get a run. They leave him loaded. And at the end of 2, it's 1-0 Tampa Bay. You can buy a car that compares itself to a Toyota, or you can just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. By BB&T, best bank in town since 1872. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Chris Snyder leading it off, and the first pitch is a fastball strike from David Price. Rays with a run, one hit. The Diamondbacks, no runs and a hit. Snyder, Gillespie, and Johnson due up. 1 ball and a strike. 3 strikeouts through the first couple innings for Price. Goes 1 and 2 here with Snyder.
You never know with Tim McClellan, do you? Sometimes.
No, you got to wait. Patience is a virtue when Tim McClellan's behind the plate. He's very good back there on balls and strikes. You just have to be patient.
Yeah, he's just got the hesitation. He'll actually let the hitters know, though. He'll say it verbally, but we just don't see it upstairs here. 5-second delay.
We should mic him. They want to mic people. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty close. Fastball, and the count is full.
But he's always been a good ball strike umpire. Pretty consistent.
Swing and a miss. A fastball by Snyder. So strikeout number 4.
Changing the eye level right here with the high fastball. That's a nice pitch. See Snyder pulling off of it.
Well, apparently there's another change, an artistic change on that bobblehead out there.
There's no mustache today. There was a couple days ago. Nice.
Gillespie up here. Strike the count to him. Oh, Gillespie hitting 250. It's going to be foul, out of play. Gillespie, recalled from their AAA Reno club just a few days ago.
That's a nice pitch. 97
strikes. Look how close this is.
Yeah, that's just a good 2-strike pitch right there. David's not happy with that call. That's right.
Close enough to be a strike.
Yeah, that's right there.
One out, base is empty. 2-2.
96, 97 with the fastball, just fluid.
He just did miss with that. Gillespie was with the Diamondbacks earlier this year. He made his big league debut in a pinch hit role. In fact, he got a hit off Chris Carpenter of the Cardinals. Spent some time in Reno and then just recently back with Arizona. Full count.
That's too bad because you know he had him out on 3 pitches.
That's a foul back. You know, that's something that I think is so overlooked by the average follower of the game. When a pitcher does not get a call, and when he can come right back, it's discipline and the middle discipline really concentrates. He's got to put that right behind him. And forget about that missed call. The ground ball headed to second. Rodriguez has it. That's out number 2. Might cost him a few more pitches, but he got the guy out for out number 2. Take advantage of all the summer fun with Summer Select 6-packs. Pick any 6 games in June, July, or August. Packs start at just $50. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. 2 up, 2 down in the third.
Well, you're right, because and I think that's where David's learned too. He stayed within himself there. He didn't go crazy after a close call. I mean, it was borderline, but you like to see that. That's where you're supposed to pitch, down there at the knees. But McClellan's human too. He missed close call. He just didn't see it that way.
1-0 the count. There's a strike to Johnson. Johnson started to go, but could not do a thing with that one and took it for a strike on the inside edge.
I really like David's fluid delivery today. Ball's just jumping out of his hand.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Johnson back at 97 with that fastball. 1-0 through 2.5 Rays.
The chairman of the Helios Education Foundation. And Vince, Helios, the Rays, United Way of Tampa Bay, they are partnering to raise the score for education. Tell us about that program.
Raising the score for education is really supporting the United Way and the Rays Foundation in making literacy, child literacy, a reality, raising the level of awareness in the community, that making sure our children are prepared for when they go to school. It's simple as that.
Well, how does this initiative in particular fit in with what Helios's mission is?
Absolutely in sync. The Helios Foundation is focused in 3 primary areas: early childhood development, middle years or transition years, and also post-secondary education scholarships. We work through the entire education continuum.
We really appreciate your work with the Rays and with the United Way of Tampa Bay. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We're excited. We're excited to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
Gentlemen, Vince Roig, he is the chairman of the Helios Education Foundation. Carlos Pena batting with a new look, Dwayne.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He is showing the stirrups with the stripes. Ground ball, and look, it's working. Off the mid of LaFroche and down beyond the bullpen. Pena's on his way to second, and he's in there standing up. Carlos, one of the few Rays today to start the game with long pants covering the stirrups. And so there they are. He changed, and it's working.
Got to do something different. I mean, that's all there is to it. This ball is smoked. And it should be a double. And it is. Oh, it was smoke. Roach is trying to backhand him to save his chest from taking a beating. It skips over the glove right there.
Yeah, I think everybody in the lineup now has made sure that they are showing stripes.
That's a good look. I like it.
Yeah, that's great. Here's Kelly Shopik. Goes after the first one, sends a fly ball back into center field. Young makes the catch. Carlos is on his way to third, and the throw will not be in time. So Carlos advances. Shopik lifted a breaking ball into center field to advance the runner.
You know, I'm seeing a little bit different approach here the last couple of innings. Guys are not wasting time. He's ready to hit right there. See, that's a hanging slider, and it becomes a productive out. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good swing, and it's effective. It gets Carlos to third base. Carlos swung at 2 pitches, and the second pitch he doubled to right. So they don't like they're coming out aggressive here.
Ben Zobrist.
I get a change up here.
And it's a bit wide. Stayed out there. Well, Zobrist started the second inning, ran a 10-pitch at bat, walk, and scored the run.
D-backs are going to give the run, so you'll take a ground ball here to the right side.
That's a strike, catching the inside edge. Little breaking ball. It's 1-1.
See, other than Mark Reynolds at third base right there, right up against even with the bag there, anything on the ground is going to score a run once it gets past the pitcher.
Takes the fastball upstairs. 2-1 now.
This is where, in this particular sequence, you want to stay off of getting underneath it. You want to stay out of the air.
And Ben is ahead in the count. 3-1. Another breaking ball that was up. Maybe off the plate wide. That's Willie Ibar. He's the only guy so far. He's the DH. So maybe we'll cut him some slack.
He got on base. He got a walk last time up.
And ball 4 is high. Well, you know, through the first 2 innings, Kennedy had made 51 pitches. Edwin Jackson had made 48 last night through the first 2. So both these pitchers with a lot of walks early.
Hey, look at that. 25 in the first, 26 pitches in the second.
And Willie Ibar bats with men at first and third and 1 out.
Now the situation changes. First and third, 1 out, so you want to keep the ball off the ground now. Now you're looking for something you can get in the air, get the sac fly.
Nothing showing out of that. Five walks and a hit batter to go with 2 hits. The Rays 1 run so far. Ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the third. Takes a look at the pitch wide, a fastball. 2-0. Kennedy has not missed by a wide margin, but
no.
You get the feeling that he's being very careful.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking the same thing. It's not that he's all over the place. Edwin Jackson, when he was missing the first 3 innings, he was all over the place. Kennedy's got a plan. He's just missing by a couple of inches.
The fastball that's fouled right back. 2-1.
In fact, I think with Ben Zobrist, I think he almost intentionally did that. I don't think he wanted any part of Ben. I think he wanted to set up the double play. Felt more comfortable with Ibar.
Really getting time. 2-1 the count. Upstairs. 3 balls and a strike, and it's turning out to be at least the potential for an extended pitch count inning in this inning. 1 out with 2 men on. Matt Joyce on deck. Swing and a miss with the runner going, and Zobrist is safely in at second base. The off-speed pitch and a steal for Zobrist, his 11th of the year.
Chris Snyder couldn't get the handle on that off-speed pitch right there. Willie Ibar took a swing at it. I think it affected Chris Snyder a little bit. Not interference, though. Just really stayed right in the box.
Now the full count and the delivery. And Ibar's out on strikes. He had him chasing that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, came back with another changeup.
Well, 2 away now. That's 5 strikeouts for Kennedy. 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a hit batter.
I think it's time to go to the stirrups.
Yeah,
for Willie.
There's Matt Joyce. Takes a high fastball.
You know, Willie got caught in between. He wasn't ready for that. He realized by the time he read the pitch, it was too late. He just took a little wave at it. Caught him guessing there. 3-2.
1-1. He had Joyce looking for a fastball.
Good changeup. This is why Kennedy's had success against the lefties. Good changeup. Good depth on that. Fading away from Matt. Pretty much got to do what you did last at bat. Just go with it. Shoot one into left center. He'll only come inside if it's 2 strikes, I believe, up and in. But other than that, he'll stay away.
Takes the count to 2-1, a breaking ball. Kennedy reminds you of a right-handed left-hander a little bit.
Sure does.
He lulls you into a sense of complacency almost.
Yeah, I mean 2-1 here. This is where he likes to throw that changeup. See if he comes right back with it.
And a line drive, but it's going to be caught by the second baseman Johnson. Off-speed breaking ball got him. We're through 3, 1-0 Rays. Arizona here. Time for our AT&T trivia question. He was the last pitcher to throw a complete game no-hitter versus his former team, as Edwin Jackson did last night. Tony Abreu, a little soft looping liner, caught by Rodriguez, retreating from his second base spot into shallow right field, one away.
Yeah, it was a nice play. It looked like it was going to be a base hit off the bat. Sean got a good read on it.
It's really been the most impressive thing about Sean Rodriguez. You know, he's done other things, but his defense, wherever he's been, has been very good, and he's played in the outfield as well as up the middle there at second and short. And he got a very good read on that one.
Yeah, he's very valuable guy. He's got a good arm. I like the way he turns the double play. And from the outfield, he's got a rocket for an arm.
Justin Upton, the DH, takes a pitch down, 1-0. Upton had a base hit to center in the first. Bounds it back. 1-1 so far. That's the only base runner given up by David Price in this start.
Justin looks a lot like his dad, doesn't he, in the face?
He sure does, yeah.
Looks just like him.
Two and one. It's interesting to hear their parents talk about these two youngsters, BJ and Justin. Justin, the younger of the two, 3-1, and Manny's talking about all those backyard baseball games they had. And he said by the time BJ got the hit, he said Justin was ready to quit because BJ just continued to hit all the time, and it's that typical older brother, younger brother, you know. BJ older by about 3 years.
Yeah, and what did their mom say yesterday? You can't hit it to your brother in the outfield.
That's right. Well, there's a fly ball hit into right field. Zobrist will go back, and that one gets out of here. A 3-1 pitch, and Justin Upton has gone the other way to tie this game with his 14th home run of the year.
Yeah, he's got such a big upside. I know that I had mentioned in spring training, I thought he would be a leading candidate for MVP this year in the National League. That's just a cookie. And a nice piece of hitting because he didn't try to pull it. It's on the outer half of the plate. He just strong, right with it. That ball just jumped.
It's the 8th home run given up by Price. Only the second hit of this game allowed by David, and the count on that 3-1. The pitch away, and Upton just took it the other way.
Apparently he got enough time in the backyard to hit.
I guess so. Yep.
Wow.
He knew what to do with that one.
Sure did.
LaRoche takes the strike.
I think BJ wanted to swing his last at bat too when they had first and third one out there. I don't think he's real happy about bunting twice. I'm sure he wanted to do the same thing you just saw his brother do.
It's fouled down the left side, and a good chase by Longoria, but it's out of play. Two strikes to count to Adam LaRoche. So each team with a run and 2 hits. The Diamondbacks will hit some home runs. They're third in the National League. They've hit 88 home runs now. LaRoche is out on strikes. Strikeout number 6, and this is what they will do. They'll strike out a lot. In fact, they have struck out about 100 times more than the nearest team following them, and the strikeout total.
That's a good pitch. 97 down. The pitch to Upton, it's not that David couldn't throw a fastball, it's just that he got the ball up. It's right down the middle. Almost like Jeff Neiman's one mistake last night was a 2-0 fastball that LaRoche hit out of the ballpark. Not that you can't throw fastballs to these guys, but they are, as you said, a power-oriented lineup, and they jump on fastballs 2-0, 3-1, and for mistakes for power. They're dangerous. That's when they hit. Same thing with Chris Young.
Young struck out. He was caught looking at a fastball down his first time.
You know, there's some hitters that you can say, I'll just get it over fastball 95. You won't hurt me, but not with this lineup. There's 5 or 6 guys that are going to take you deep.
This one is a fastball popped up, foul, and out of the reach of Carlos Pena. It's 1-1. I tell you, I think the Rays, the Rays have collected a pretty good following as we go around the country. We see a lot of Rays gear.
Right.
But
yeah.
I think if they wear their uniforms this way the rest of the year, showing stripes, there are a lot of people going to like that.
It's a good look. It really is. It's a classic look, I think.
2-1, and Joe Madden said immediately it reminded him of the St. Louis Cardinals in the 60s, and that's when he really became a Cardinal fan. Fastball missed, 3-1.
Yeah, when I was with Baltimore, believe it or not, in the 70s, we had to wear stripes. We had to show at least one stripe. That was their look, too.
We'll go full, 3-2.
I think, George Hendrick was the one that started the long pants.
Yeah, no,
you know that?
I think you're right. George.
He was the first one I remember doing it.
Yeah, he looked sleek that way.
Yeah. Good work for George.
Boy, this guy could fly, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he was a good hitter.
And that's the way they were when he played. And he looks the same.
Yeah, he does. Looks like he could play right now.
Well, they're going to have to throw him out now as Young did not make contact. For a moment, it appeared that might have been a foul ball, but that's a 2-3 put out to Pena. Upton hit the home run, and now we're tied 1-1, middle of 4. Rays and the Diamondbacks, middle game of the series. Our AT&T trivia question. Looking for the last pitcher to throw a complete game no-hitter versus his former team before Edwin Jackson, of course. That would be Terry Mulholland. Phillies versus the Giants, August 15th of 1990. Mulholland, the left-hander. There's a strike to Jason Bartlett. Jason has the run batted in this game. That's up. Mulholland was for a long time an outstanding left-handed pitcher, and one of those guys who was in great shape.
Yeah,
he really set the pace in that department.
He had a real compact, kind of a Dallas Braden type delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that great quick step-off pickoff move. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Sure do. Three balls and a strike to count. The Rays in the first 3 innings of this series have had 15 runners. They've scored once.
That's amazing.
Wow. They've seen 137 pitches in the first 3 innings of these 2 games. There's a high popper. Johnson out from second corrals that. They've gone 1 for 13 with men in scoring position, and that was the hit by Matt Joyce, and that did not drive in the run. So there's been some frustration mounting here.
Yeah,
with this lineup.
I mean, even that pitch right there, that was a cookie for Jason. It was a good pitch to swing at. He just got underneath it. Just not hitting those line drives that they did early in the year.
B.J. Upton. Now he sends a fly ball into right field. Gillespie back, not quite to the track, and he makes the catch. So B.J. is the second out. That gives him an 0 for 3 day. Just a reminder, be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in today's game. That's out in the neighborhood where we were last night.
Yeah, they got it filled up now.
Yeah, they're probably making better use of it than we did.
I think so.
Sean Rodriguez. Pitch down and away. 1-0. Yeah, the only refreshment we had, we gave away.
I had 1 sip.
Yep.
Todd put it to good use.
With a high fly ball back into left. Coming back toward left center now is Ryle, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, tied 1-1. David Price and Ian Kennedy, the matchup. Hope you're planning on being here when the Rays take on the Diamondbacks tomorrow afternoon in the wrap-up game of this series. We welcome Joe Madden, who is good enough to join us. Joe, great to see you.
What's going on, guys?
Well, we're tied here, as you well know, 1-1. And I'm just thinking in the aftermath of the no-hitter last night, it was just like you to go to the baseball history books and find the time when the White Sox were no-hit twice in 1917 and still won the World Series.
Considered one of the better teams of the last century, actually. 100 wins, 54 losses. What's the pitcher's name? Sicott or something?
Eddie Sicott.
Sicott. He won 20-some games, had 360 innings, I think, pitched that year. Shoeless Joe was on that team. Schalk, the Hall of Fame catcher. It was an interesting group, so immediately I was looking for some parallels.
Well, you did a good job. But it's not a surprise when I heard that this morning, Joe, that you found a positive somehow out of a negative. And you've said this before. You've been around enough no-hitters, haven't you?
Yeah, way too many. You know, one of these days it's going to happen on this side. I'm really a bad luck charm in some of you. I've seen, three perfect games. And that no-hitter last night, I've seen 4 since 1994.
Well, this guy out here, David Price, would be a candidate for at some point in his career to have that exciting moment.
He has great stuff tonight. I mean, he gets that 2-2 pitch to Upton, and he hits the home run to right field. Otherwise, I mean, he's been pretty much in control of this situation here. This is following the same script as last night from our perspective. I mean, he was at 69 pitches after 3. Now he's at 77. I'm talking about Kennedy.
Yeah.
We have base runners all over the place. Opportunities, working relatively good at bats, and just cannot seem to get that important hit.
Joe, we see you guys working. We know every day you guys as a staff are addressing it. But what goes on the bench? Is there sometimes a little pressing going on, you think, or is it?
Yeah, of course there is. There's a little bit of pressing going on. Everybody wants to get it done, and then all of a sudden it gets into this negative snowballing effect. But again, our guys are definitely nobody's given up. Obviously, it's just one of they're right out of your reach. Just little different things like that. We have to stem the tide and start pushing it back in the other direction. And we have to maintain our concentration, our focus, etc. And the guys have to this point. And I have to, as a manager, really remain consistent in my approach too.
Yeah, there are ebbs and flows of every season, as we know, and we're confident there are great things ahead for this club, as you are, and we appreciate you spending this time with us.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh, it's my pleasure, guys. See you later.
All right, Joe Madden with us here in the top of the 5th. Ryle with a base hit just off Bartlett's glove. Going on with the 1 out. Chris Snyder, the catcher, up here now against David Price. Pitch inside, 1-0.
You know, all that being said, you know, the ebbs and flows of the season, that's why in Major League Baseball, if you play 600 ball, that wins a division. You know, it's not like the NFL or the other sports. It's tough to win series. It really is.
That's right.
And that's really what you got to do. Is win series.
This one headed toward the middle and just to the left of the diving Bartlett. A turn by Ryle, but he hangs a second. So back-to-back base hits. Well, they're testing Bartlett to his right and now to his left.
Yeah, that's what Joe was just talking about. It's just a game of inches. Jason, if he gets that ball, Snyder is a double play guy, but he just got past him by a couple of inches. Testing his range right and left.
So a broken bat base hit for Chris Snyder. It's 4 hits for Arizona. Back-to-back singles by Ryle and Snyder. They're at first and second for Cole Gillespie. Gillespie grounded to second his first time. Fouls it back, taking a cut on a first pitch fastball. And that one in the mid-90s at 95. Didn't miss by much.
Oh, that's a good pitch. I mean,
wow.
I'm not saying it was a strike. I just like the effort. Trying to go inside like that.
And it's a 1-1 count. And a base hit the other way and the right. Grabbed by Zobrist. The runner's going to stop at third, and the bases are going to be loaded. So a couple singles just out of the reach of Bartlett, and now a base hit to right by Gillespie. And the Diamondbacks have runners on every base.
See, those are not max effort swings. See, he's just meeting the ball. That's just a nice short swing. See, take what the pitcher gives you. 95, but he just puts it in play. It's not a big swing. In fact, it's a half swing. And I truly think the Rays need to be doing some of that when they've got men in scoring position.
Jim Hickey to the mound for the conference with David Price. the Diamondbacks loaded the bases in the 6th inning of last night's game against Neiman. He got a strikeout and then a double play ball. Well, they've loaded the bases here with 1 out in the 5th, and here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson struck out his last time. Hit a fly ball to center in the 1st.
Oh, those numbers with the bases loaded. Career. That's a good pitch.
And it is a strike at the knees. So it's not surprising that he's hitting over 300 this year with men in scoring position overall.
That's just a great pitch. Knees in the outside corner.
Price quickly ahead of him, 0-2.
Now this is where David will go for the strikeout, and he should. With 1 out. Got the count to do it. Try to just blow him away up. Hard breaking ball down. I wouldn't throw that soft one.
And a high popper off a fastball. Foul ball for Longoria. Evan makes the grab. So that's a big out. Out number 2 with the bases remaining loaded.
That's a good call right there. Go hard. 97. Make him hit your best stuff. No soft breaking ball where you give him a chance to put it in play. That's a good pitch.
Here's Tony Abreu. It into shallow left center. Joyce is there, and he makes the catch. That'll do it. Diamondbacks leave him loaded. Bottom of the 5th coming. 1-1 tie. For the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men, Mustache and Beard. David Price getting out of the bases loaded spot. He popped up Johnson in foul territory and got the short fly ball off the bat of Tony Abreu. Keep your edge with Just for Men, Mustache and Beard. Longoria, Pena, and Shopik due up for the Rays in the bottom of the 5th. Thought it was interesting with Madden talking about going to the baseball history books to find the 1917
right.
Chicago White Sox no-hit twice in the same season. They're the only team in baseball history to go to the World Series and win the World Series after being no-hit twice. And they did it on consecutive days, although they were not consecutive games. There's a line drive, and it's caught by Johnson. But I thought if you looked at that club, it's really interesting. They had a number of hitters on that team. Not all of them, but a number of them who walked more than they struck out. And, of course, that was a little different era back then.
Interesting, though.
But guys like Shoeless Joe Jackson and Eddie Collins on that team. And the other interesting thing, you had, to a man, all of their regular hitters had more triples than home runs. I think the most...
that was the dead ball era, right?
Absolutely. I think 6 home runs led the team in homers. Pena fouls it out of play. But it was not unusual for a guy to be in double figures in triples. And in some cases, they were 3-to-1 in triples over home runs.
Big ballparks, too, right? Those days.
Yep. 1 strike to count.
Big gaps.
A strike to count. And a high foul. That's going to be out of play. Longoria has lined out. Pena up with a 2-strike count.
Got the cowbell working.
Wave and a miss. Pena chased the fastball up a little bit there, it appeared. Strikeout number 6 for Kennedy.
Yeah, Carlos had a couple of good pitches to hit, just did foul him off. And then Kennedy decides to go up the ladder on him and gets it above his hands for strike 3, swinging.
One of the caveats of that second no-hitter that was thrown against the White Sox in 1917, there was a base hit apparently in the first inning of the second game that was overruled by one of the umpires. The days when umpires, I guess, were also the official scorers, and they overruled that hit and turned it into an error.
Really?
Which turned that game into a no-hitter. And that's how they were no-hit twice in that year, and then went on to win 100 games and win the World Series. 1-1. That's also the year that, remember that game Babe Ruth started for the Boston Red Sox and was ejected after 1 hitter?
Yeah.
Because he was arguing over balls and strikes. That was the same year. And I guess umpires had not only were they charged with making calls, but determining the ruling on hits or errors.
Now, did this umpire overrule it after the game?
apparently during the game.
During the game, okay.
Yeah.
Kennedy settled down here the last couple of innings.
Yes, he has. Now retired 7 in a row, and he has a 2-1 count on Shopping. Missing wide, 3-1. And Zobrist would be next if Shopping should get aboard.
I think they should just stick to umpiring, don't you think?
Hey, it's enough. I mean, it's a tough job.
It's a tough enough job.
Walk number 6 issued there by Kennedy as Shopping goes to first. Hey, join Dave Schreiber, the Rays experts, Mondays at noon for a live chat on FoxSportsFlorida.com. You get a chance to voice your opinion and chat with other fans. So join Dave Mondays at noon on FoxSportsFlorida.com. Hey, there's a member of the Todd Callis fan club right there. And that echoes the entire crew's sentiments as well. 1 strike to count. We all carry, those are card-carrying members of the Todd Callis fan club, and that was an enlarged membership card right there. We all have those with the big hearts on.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had quite a contingent last night.
Yeah, I think he was passing out a few of those cards in the section where we saw him last night.
I was passing out my drink. I know that.
0-2 the count on Ben Zobrist. Ben has walked the first 2 times up in this game. He walked the first 2 times up in the game last night. And lets the fly ball to center. Young coming in and makes the catch. That'll retire the Rays. They leave a man through 5. We're tied 1-1. And our checkers double of the game in this series as we take a look at the head-to-head Justin and BJ Upton. Justin 4 for 5 with 3 singles and a home run so far. The older brother 0 for 5 with a walk. He was hit by a pitch and has a stolen base. And so here's Justin with a single and a home run. Is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, here's that home run to right field.
Yeah, 3-1 fastball up and away, and Justin just went with it. He's got a nice compact swing.
Counts 1-1. That last pitch, a late call by Tim McClellan. And as long as he's been around, he should be used to that, but we're never quite sure. 1-2 the count.
Not a surprise.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The Rays 3 games back of New York. The Yankees play the Dodgers tonight in Los Angeles. And just got a little piece of it. A foul ball at the feet of Kelly Shopik. Boston plays tonight at San Francisco. Play Buchholz, who is also a 10-game winner. Will pitch tonight for Boston. He's 10-4. David Price starts this game 10-3. The 2-2. Just missed with a fastball.
That's a nice try right there. It was away. That's That's where you want to go in Upton. Just did miss. Nice chip. Nice try.
(3-2), and that's wide. He walks him. It's the first walk issued by Price. So Upton's on for the third straight time this afternoon. Just a reminder, you can experience a Rays game here at Tropicana Field from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. It has extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features upscale full menu buffets and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com for more information or to make your plans to spend time at the Whitney Bank Club. Adam LaRoche goes after the first pitch, hopping it foul and out of the reach of Evan Longoria. That's a strike. Diamondbacks first baseman 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now. Price just over 80 pitches. Working on his second hitter in the sixth. It's going to be out of play. 1-2.
Big swing. Big swing by LaRoche.
The pitch count inning by inning for Price. It's been very good.
Yeah, pretty consistent. Stuff still strong. 96. That fastball. Throw over right here, first base.
You can't forget about him. He has 11 steals. Caught last night. He's 11 of 15. Upton has walked to start the sixth. Got a run in the second and Arizona a run in the fourth.
Throw back over there again. 3 times.
Step off this time by Price.
Yeah, a little fake by David. That was Davey Martinez giving those signs to Kelly Shopik as far as throw over, step off, or pitch out.
Down and away. 2-2. It's a bite away from the left-handed hitter. A 1-0 game last night. The Rays no hit. 1-1 in this game. Move to first. The Rays are in a stretch of 13 out of 19 games to be played here at Tropicana Field leading up to the All-Star break. And right now, the Rays, oddly enough, are only 1 game over 500 at Tropicana Field.
That's surprising because they play so well here.
19 and 18.
Going to take advantage of that here before the break.
Ground ball, second base. Rodriguez, Bartlett, 1. They have time for 2 on the 4-6-3 double play. Sean Rodriguez to Jason Bartlett. to Carlos Pena.
Also a nice job to keep Upton over there. Davey Martinez doing a nice job with Kelly Shopik and making David throw over there and keep him honest. So that kept the double play in order. It's a nice turn. Of course, the Roach doesn't run well, so Bartlett has plenty of time. It's well executed.
So that erases that leadoff walk. Base is empty for Chris Young. Pops it up, foul ball. That's going to be out of play. Shopik gives it a chase, but no chance.
Two-seam fastball right there. If you cut Kelly Shopik, he had that finger down with a wiggle. That means a little two-seamer gets some sink to it. Nice first pitch.
And a little jam job roll to short. Bartlett to Pena. Young is out of there. A little breaking ball in on him. Got him. We're tied 1-1, middle of the sixth.
Took the cortisone shot so I can, hope that helps a little bit. So, right now it's still day to day.
I don't think a cortisone shot. You haven't had one of those in a while, huh?
Yeah, I try to stay away from them, but in this case, I'm trying to speed up the process a little bit. So, hopefully it'll work, and I'll be back playing soon.
Crawford's going to test that arm tomorrow with some light throwing and hopefully be back soon, guys.
Yeah, the Rays would welcome that. As Carl looks on from the dugout. Willie Ibar has taken the first pitch here for a strike. Willie with a walk and a strikeout against Ian Kennedy in this game. And down on the count 0-2.
Good changeup right there. Started Willie off with a curveball, followed it with a changeup.
High. 1-1, 6 walks issued by Kennedy through the first 5. 6 strikeouts, 6 walks, and the 6 bases on balls, a career high for the Arizona right-hander. Perhaps trying to implement the same game plan that Edwin Jackson had last night.
You know what? He's only given up 2 hits.
This one is down 2-2. Edwin 8 walks and no hits. And a 1-0 no-hitter over the Rays.
The Rays have 2 hits in 14 innings against a team with the worst pitching staff in baseball.
Yeah, their team ERA coming into this series was 5.49.
Yep, and that's dead last in Major League Baseball.
Full count to Ibar.
That's why I think this is more what Joe Madden said, a little bit of pressing going on.
Foul back. Well, it's still a team that has averaged over 5 runs a game.
Yep.
So you have to believe that something's up just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this team can score some runs, but not lately. Since 10 runs in almost 13 games now. Ibar is out on strikes. It's the first out here in the 6th. Hey, tomorrow on the next Inside the Rays pitchers and avid outdoorsmen Jeff Neiman and Wade Davis. They have some fun, catch some fish in the process. For a preview of the show, visit Ray's page on FoxSportsFlorida.com. The premiere is tomorrow right here at 5 on Sun Sports.
It's good to see Wade smile a little bit there.
Exactly. Well, that's a good guy to hang out with right there for Wade Davis is Jeff Neiman.
No, you're not kidding. Boy, is he consistent. He can repeat his delivery. He pitched a great game. Great game yesterday.
Wade Davis scheduled to pitch the wrap-up game of this series against Rodrigo Lopez tomorrow. 2-1, and that really is a valuable time that they spend together right there in the Rays dugout.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both guys spent plenty of time in the minor leagues. Got a lot of minor league innings.
And 1. Yeah, he's always got that serious face on, but it's nice to see him relax there because I think that would serve him well.
Well, I just think a lot of the guys are pressing. You know, the offense definitely, like Joe said, and I think Wade at times wants to make everything so perfect that he forces the issue instead of just relaxing and letting it flow.
Joyce draws the 7th walk of the day off Kennedy. Well, Wade Davis has so much ability, as all of these Rays pitchers do, but I know it's difficult. He went through a little difficult stretch there, as all pitchers do, especially young pitchers. But I think he has to be confident in his ability.
Confidence is a huge thing. I was talking to Tim Hudson with the Braves. And he said in 06 he went through that where he just had no confidence. And for a guy that's an all-star caliber pitcher, you wouldn't think it happens, but it happens to everybody.
Jason Bartlett takes a pitch down, and there's some action in the Arizona bullpen. Kennedy's a little over 100 pitches now. And that's Sam Dimmel. And this is just about the limit for Kennedy.
Yeah. Yeah, 109, 103, 114, 108. That's some of his higher pitch counts this year. So he's in that range. You're exactly right. And that kid down there in the bullpen is the kid they got, the Devil's the kid they got for Connor Jackson, who of all the D-back hitters, he's the one guy that doesn't strike out and work the count, and they trade him because they needed some bullpen help.
There goes the runner. The pitch is wide, and the throw is safe. He got in there. Boy, I'll tell you, Mike Everett waited to make the right call. And it's always good to see an umpire do that just to make sure. And Joyce has a steal.
Yeah, he sure did. Now, Snyder does a nice job just getting rid of it. And he throws a strike down there. Yeah, Joyce is in there because the problem is Johnson took that ball way in front of the bag. That's a good call. So you got to take that back. You got to stay back on the bag, even if it bounces and short hops a little bit. You got no chance by coming in front of the bag like that. See too many infielders do that.
This will be the 105th pitch of the day, and Bartlett is out in front. Change speeds on it.
Another good changeup. Kennedy staying with that pitch. That's been his best pitch today. That changeup.
Bartlett drove in the run the Rays have.
Wow. This homestand is 3 for 40. That's what that is. That is a scoring position.
And it's 3-1 to Bartlett. is on for the second time. This time with a walk, and he picks up a steal. 1-1 tie. Bottom of the sixth. Take the count full.
I think Jason was probably thinking changeup, and this time he gets a fastball. You get that changeup now, though. You just got to look number one, fastball, and then adjust to the off speed. Just stay back. Just make sure you load on the back leg.
Step back. Johnson had come in trying to keep Joyce as close to the bag as he could there at second base. And that's ball 4.
It's a changeup. I knew that was coming. I think Jason knew it too.
8 walks issued by Kennedy. Runners at first and second. B.J. Upton is due. Upton twice has struck out, hit a fly ball to right in the 4th inning. The Rays have picked up 8 walks in this game. Pitch from Kennedy is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Kennedy's career high in pitches made is 116. That came earlier this year. He's closing in on that now. This next one will be 110. Upton will get time. 1 out. Joyce walk. Swipe second. Bartlett walk. Ball 2. 2-0.
.110 right now. This might be his last hitter. Especially if he loses, PJ.
And that's a strike catching the edge. 2-1.
See what Fox Tracks has to say about that one. Yep, right on the corner.
Just did grab that corner.
Yep.
That's going to be down. So it's 3-1. Well, the Rays have drawn walks in every inning in this game except the 4th. So if you can scatter walks, I guess he's done that.
Well, they've scattered walks the last 2 nights like I've never seen before.
Yep.
For 1 run on the board.
How about that? I mean, we're talking
and hit
about
batters too.
We're talking about 16 walks, 2 hit batters, and the Rays have 1 run.
I've never seen it before.
Out of all that.
That's just pressing. That's all that is.
3-1 now to count to BJ. Turn, but nothing doing at second. Johnson breaking to the bag, and Joyce back in.
I don't see Joe Madden having the runners move in this situation. Even if it goes 3-2, I don't believe they'll be running. The last thing you want to do is run yourself out of an inning.
Again, a break to the bag and a step back by Kennedy. Ball trying to keep Joyce close to the bag.
Yeah, that's fine, and let Kennedy worry about the runner, and maybe he'll make a mistake with BJ.
3-1. And that is a strike on the outside edge.
Yeah, that's a money pitch right there. Not a whole lot you can do with that. Yeah, that's just a real good pitch by Kennedy. Good overhead shot right there.
So it's full. 1 out, 3-2, first and second. BJ fouls it out of play. The fastball out there away. Well, full count to Upton. Kennedy, it seems, has been in this spot almost all day. And he walks Upton. So that loads the bases. 9 walks. Not only is that a career high, but it's the most in the majors this year. Jackson had 8. Matsuzaka had a game in which he walked 8 earlier. And now a pitching change coming with Kennedy.
To retransmit it in any form, and all accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We're at the bottom of the 6th as the Rays and the Diamondbacks are tied 1-1. Ian Kennedy has given up 9 walks. He's hit a man. He departs with 7 strikeouts. And after all of that, he leaves in a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, and the young right-hander on the mound right now came over from the Oakland A's. He was closing in AAA. And A.J. Hinch has used him in the 6th and 7th innings so far since he's joined the ball club. So he's been in 3 games, no earned run average, 4 strikeouts and no walks. And I've seen him pitch. He's got good command. He's got a nice fastball and a good, tight breaking slider. Type of guy that Sean's got to stay on and go to right center with that slider.
So here's Sean Rodriguez with him loaded. 1 out and the pitch hit on the ground and a base hit past Reynolds. Here comes Joyce. Bartlett's on his way to the plate. He will score. Rodriguez jumped on the first pitch he saw, and the Rays take a 3-1 lead. The Rays come through. Sean Rodriguez. Of course, the runs charged to Kennedy.
Well, Sean was ready to hit. He got a fastball, just a bad mistake. They were trying to go away, and it left it middle in. And Sean was able to turn on it and get it by Reynolds, who was playing up. You see Reynolds up. If he's back, that's a double play ball. I don't know why he would be up with the bases loaded. I mean, maybe anticipating a bunt by Sean because he can bunt. But you got to play back in this situation. The bases loaded, 1 out. To me, that's a mistake in the defensive alignment.
Now Evan Longoria. Upton's at second and bouncing back and forth, and a step back by Dimmel.
Rays will take it, though. They'll take that break. Evans due for a long one.
Line to second his last time, 0 for 2. And into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Upton will stop at third. The bases are loaded again. BJ had to wait to see if that ball was going to carry to Young. Longoria serves it into center. A couple of hits here as the Rays put hits together.
Yep, another fastball right here. Another mistake. Middle in, and Evans stays inside it. Drops it into center field. Young just dropped a step back. It looked like he had plenty of time to come in. I don't think he saw it well off the bat, but Evans did a nice job of getting inside that fastball. That's what happens. Eventually those walks are going to be cashed in.
Well, there were 9 of them.
Can't live on the edge forever.
The Rays have scored 3 in this game. They lead 3-1. Here's Carlos Pena. Carlos doubled in the third. And that's fouled back. Fastball. Now down the left side. Rodriguez driving in 2 with a base hit. Longoria reloading the bases with a single. Upton third, Rodriguez second, Longoria at first. Pena getting his first look at this right-hander. That's inside. 1-1. It one away. 2-1. It was an attempt at the slider that stayed away.
He's underneath the ball tonight. Saw him the other day face the Yankees, and he pitched pretty well. He got on top of the ball better.
A 2-1 count. Ball 3 taken inside. 3-1.
Look like cutters to me. A little cut action trying to get in on Carlos.
Her right side. Johnson goes to Abreu, gets a force there. Upton scores. Rodriguez to third, and the Rays add a run. It's now 4-1 as Pena picks up his 48th run, batted into the air on the ground ball.
Yeah, you take that too. Contact. Like we've been talking about, don't have to have your prettiest swing to get the job done. So you take that RBI the way David Price is throwing.
The Rays have put up a 3 spot here in the 6th. Ball So the runs charged to Kennedy. And Kelly Shopping. And the pitch is a strike at the knees. The slider. Finally taking advantage of the walks. In fact, all 4 of their runs today were initially put on base via the walk. Shopping trying to add to the damage here in what has been a 3-run 6th inning. 1-2. Fastball away from him.
Yeah, that ball disappeared. Again, had a little bit of a cut action to it.
Almost hit him. Fastball in, 2-2.
Would have been one of those that sting too. Hit you on the ankle. Ouch.
Yeah, you prefer those that hit you where there's some padding.
Yeah, a little bit of meat.
That's what happened to Sean Rodriguez earlier. Ball third, knocked down. Reynolds with a pickup and a throw to first in time to get Shopping. So the Rays are out in the 6th, but they get a big hit from Sean Rodriguez to drive in 2 of their 3 runs of the inning. And you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Buddy's Home Furnishings, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. And by Dodge Ram Trucks, award-winning Ram trucks, plus a new heavy duty, make it one of the most powerful lineups in Ram history. Well, the cowbells are out. The Rays fans have something to cheer about after that 3-run 6th. We go to the 7th. David Price and the Rays hold a 4-1 lead. Mark Reynolds, the home run hitting third baseman, leads off the 7th and takes the first pitch for a strike. Reynolds 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts in this game. Unusual for him not to have a game in which he doesn't strike out. He was 0 for 3 last night, but no strikeouts.
Yeah, you're not kidding. 103 coming in for this series. A couple more today. None yesterday, huh? So we got, what, 105 now?
Yep. Wow. He struck out over 200 times last year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has power, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got that 475-foot home run power. He's got huge power.
Swing and a miss. He's out on strikes for the 3rd time. 9 strikeouts for David Price. Back to Todd Callis. Todd?
Yeah, Dwayne, tomorrow's going to be a family fun day presented by the St. Petersburg Times, and also the St. Petersburg Times sponsoring the bobblehead. Evan Longoria bobbleheads tomorrow for the first 10,000 kids 14 and under. In fact, in our Rays Live postgame show, we'll get Longo's response to seeing it for the first time. We also will hear Carl Crawford, James Shields, a couple of the guys talking about the Longo bobblehead tomorrow. Kids 14 and under should be a popular giveaway item. Back to you.
Well, the next pitch, and that's pretty good looking. And I'm always interested in getting the reviews from teammates.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah. Joe Batten usually has a good take also.
Ryle shoots this one into left for a base hit. Joyce over to make the pickup on it. Ryle has 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. 9 strikeouts, by the way, for Price. Equals the 9 he had against the Marlins his last time out. He also had 9 strikeouts against the Blue Jays back in April. And 11 strikeouts against Minnesota at the end of last May. Now Chris Snyder.
Yeah, Chris is he's got a little home run power. Not a good hitter for average, but he can hit a mistake out of the ballpark. Also a good man to double up.
And Snyder shoots it toward left center field. That ball is going to one-hop the fence. Upton has to go get it. Ryle will score on that long double by Snyder, and now it's 4-2.
Yeah, that's the power I'm talking about right there. He got a fastball he was looking for. 8th double of the year. Found the gap in left center. Long double. Take a look at the pitch. Yeah, just over the heart of the plate. Didn't really hit the outside corner. You see him use that back leg, go down and get through it. It's a nice swing right there. You got to keep it right here. Save it now.
Yeah, 7 hits for Arizona. 5 of those hits coming from the bottom 3 of their order off Price.
Yeah.
Cole Gillespie, who had a base hit in the 5th.
This kid had a nice short swing in his last at bat. A nice line drive to right field for his hit.
Pitch is fouled back for strike. Well, that 6th inning was a long inning. Took 37 minutes, and the Rays were up for 25 minutes. Dan Wheeler has just started to throw in the Rays bullpen.
Well, you're right. That's a long time to sit. I'm sure David won't use that as an excuse, but that's you enjoy the inning because you need the runs, but when you're sitting down for almost 40 minutes, that's like starting over again. It's like a rain delay.
Yep. 2 strikes the count to Gillespie. Choate's going to join Wheeler in the Rays bullpen. There's the lefty. His 10th. for Rays pitching.
Yeah, plenty on that fastball. 95 and up. Couldn't catch up with that one. Good live fastball.
Kelly Johnson, the top of the order.
They're a swing and miss team, aren't they? Only one looking. Yep, one strikeout looking at those 10.
It's Chris Young back in the second. And first pitch strike to Johnson. Chad Qualls is throwing in the bullpen down the left field line for Arizona. And that's a little up. Still plenty on it, mid-90s.
Yeah, good life on that. Pretty good pitch.
It was the 100th pitch of the day for David Price.
Good ratio, too. 67% for strikes. That's good. About what you want.
Ground ball right side. Pena, Price will cover. He wins that race, and that retires the side. A run, 2 hits, and a man left. Bottom of the 7th coming. 7th inning. Second, Justin Upton hit a home run in the 4th to tie it, but the Rays got a big base hit from John Rodriguez in the 6th. Added a run on a fielder's choice ground ball by Pena. Chris Snyder doubled in a run in the 7th inning for Arizona to make it 4-2. So the Rays have this 4-2 lead as they come in to hit in the bottom of the 7th. They'll face Chad Qualls, the 3rd pitcher of this game. Qualls making his 31st appearance, and this guy has closer stuff, but has suffered through 3 or 4 bad outings, and that has really inflated his numbers.
Look at the ERA, almost 9, and the batting average against 389. So he lost his closer's role. The other night they tried Aaron Heilman, and he didn't get the job done either.
Ben Zobrist takes a fastball. That's in there for a strike. Ben has walked twice. Officially 0 for 1 with a run scored and a stolen base.
To get that run back. Cushion again. You can see right away what Qualls is doing. He's falling off to the left. Those first 2 pitches pretty dramatically. That's not a good sign. You're not going to have good command at home plate when you do that.
It's fouled. 1-2. Rays have drawn 9 walks today. Over the last 2 games, Ben Zobrist has 4 bases on balls. as he made the delivery and hits Zobrist. Wells picks himself up.
I knew he was falling to the left. I didn't know he was going to take it that far. Wow. Take a look. I mean, he was really trying to force the issue. And he lost his plant leg right there, his left leg. Let's see where he... Yep, slips right there. See, when you land on the outside of your front leg like that, you're going to spin to the left. You land on the ball of your foot, the inside of your front leg, you got a chance to have command at home plate.
It was Ibar.
You don't have to be a pitching coach to really see these things. And I'm sure the D-backs have probably seen this and talked to him about that, but it's one thing to talk about, another thing to take it out to the mound and do it. If you get in a bad habit, you get used to doing something, and that's why guys get sent down to work on stuff like that.
You know, and the other side of that, you know, he's had some knee problems. He had a dislocation of his left kneecap.
That makes a lot of sense then. There you go.
And so you could see that might have some significant effect.
Definitely might. Absolutely.
2 strikes the count.
It affects how you land. If he's at a left knee dislocation, and maybe still having some effects of that. Who knows?
Yeah, he had surgery in early September last year. He had some ligament tear in there.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense. This guy was a pretty good pitcher at one point.
Yeah,
he was nasty.
He's had some good years. There goes the runner with a great jump, and there's no reason to throw. Zobrist has a stolen base, his second of the day.
Yeah, it's a huge jump right there. Big leg kick by Chad Qualls. There was no chance. Chris Snyder did the right thing. He just put it in his back pocket.
This one gets away, and Zobrist is going to alertly go to third. So Ben with some heads-up base running when that ball got away from Snyder. Now he's at third with nobody out.
Yeah, Chris couldn't pick it up. He couldn't find it at first. Ben saw that Snyder didn't track it right away, so he just takes off with a good secondary lead. It's a nice job by Ben. Big run out there.
So that's going to be a wild pitch assessed to Qualls. A hit batter, a steal, and a wild pitch. Infield in. And the pitch is low. It's 3-2. Or no, that's a strike call. That's a strike on a late call. And Ibar is the first out.
Boy, Willie's been caught in between all day, guessing wrong. I mean, that's a fastball. It's just right there. 92, right in his wheelhouse. He's caught in between today. I mean, that's not even on the inside corner. That's plenty of the plate. 3 strikeouts for Willie.
Here's Joyce. And he takes it in there for a strike.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. That's at 91 with some running action to it. Looks like a ball and bites the inside corner.
Joyce with a single and a walk today. He scored a run and has a steal. A chance to pick up a run batted in. He had been swinging the bat very well at AAA Durham. Getting the elbow healthy. And McClellan calls that one a ball. 2-1. Rays with just 4 hits. They have 4 runs. 2-1 now. 2-2. I beg your pardon on the swing and a miss there on the slider.
Yeah, good slider right there. Matt was on it. He just swung right through it. Thought he was going to drill that pitch.
That will run the count full. Infield end with a man at third and 1 out. The Rays have a 2-run lead and trying to push across another one. And that's ball 4.
Yeah, I tell you, the last time I saw him good, he wasn't throwing like that with that lead leg. I think there's something to that, what you said.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, and if he's healthy, you would expect much better things than his numbers indicate.
Yeah. He threw one good slider, but he's really the command is just not there.
Jason Bartlett with a run scored and a run batted in.
Could be a bunt situation too.
You wouldn't be surprised, and there it is. It's popped up and will not be caught, but a great effort by LaRoche.
Boy, that was. And he's got the long arms and the long reach to do it. That big first baseman's mitt. A nice effort. Trapped it and then lost it.
That's a tough pitch to bunt to.
Yeah.
Trying to get down.
Yeah, sure was. Well, Joe Madden had that on with B.J. Upton twice. The count went to 0-2. B.J. couldn't get it down, and let's see if Bartlett is asked to do the same thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised.
No.
Diamondbacks just wanted to see if maybe they could get a little tip.
Yep, and then Jason didn't give it away.
One strike to count. And there it is. And everybody's going to be safe. The Rays get the run home. It's now 5-2. Boy, the Rays are so good at executing that to get the bunt down. They're very difficult to defend.
They're the best I've seen in baseball. I've seen other clubs try this play, but the Rays really execute this as well as anybody I've seen. That's a good bunt by Jason. This time he gets on top of it. And Qualls is trying to glove it and flip it all at the same time, and he can't come up with the ball. That's a nice job right there. And good timing because he didn't give it away on the fake before that third to first.
Yeah, and you can see Qualls not moving all that well, and so the Rays take advantage of this situation to again have a 3-run lead on a bunt, what turns out to be a bunt base hit.
Yeah, that's good for him. I mean, that's play some little ball, get a few hits here and there by bunting. Whatever you got to do, get those numbers up, let alone get the run in.
So the Rays have 5 hits in this game. Now B.J. Upton. Puts in on Upton, and he's in the hole, 2 strikes.
You could tell McClellan called strike verbally because B.J. reacted to it, but then you have that 5-second delay, and then you get the hand action.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
It's like watching a delay sometimes with Tim.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny sometimes.
That's a little low. Well, he consistently through the years gets me at least twice a game.
Yeah, he had a couple of sneaky ones today.
Yeah. A ball, 2 strikes. AJ chops it, third base side. That's foul. Well, the hit batsman has turned into a run for the Rays, and the way this inning is set up is the way you'd like to see the Rays be able to manufacture more of their runs.
Yeah, you just, like I said, you just don't have to have pretty swings to get the job done, you know. It's not always going to be on a platter for you to tee off on you. You got to grind it out. That's what they're doing today.
Swirling Vasquez busy down the left field line in the bullpen for Arizona. Ground ball shortstop. Abreu Johnson won over to first for the 6-4-3 double play. The Rays pick up a run. We're through 7, 5-2 Tampa Bay.
The night or the afternoon, we'll have those results for you in our Rays Live post-game show. We asked you who are the best set of brothers in Major League Baseball playing right now. TV1 for B.J. Upton and Justin Upton. TV2 for the Ibars, Willie and Eric. TV3, J.D. and Stephen Drew. TV4, the Weavers, Jared and Jeff. TV5, 3 for the price of 2. All 3 Molina brothers. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates do apply. That's brought to you by Autoway. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. Dwayne?
One strike to count to Tony Abreu leading off as David Price throws the next pitch past him. Price in double figures with 10 strikeouts. Second time in his career that he has struck out at least 10 men. 10 in this game. He had 11 against Minnesota on the 30th of May last year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Abreu, Upton, and LaRoche do. Balfour's now up in the bullpen. The Rays had Wheeler and the left-hander Choate up last inning, and now Balfour here. Ground ball chopped to the shortstop, Jason Barton. His throw is on the money. 1 away.
Another good sequence for David Price. Decided to go inside, tied Tony Abreu up a little bit there. Nice pitch.
Now it's Justin Upton headed to the plate. Tie for wins atop the American League. David Price tied with 10.
It's nice to see this guy come up with nobody on.
Absolutely. A single, a home run, and a walk.
Hey, there you go.
First pitch strike with a breaking ball.
Backdoor curveball.
And strike two. Changed up on it.
He may just air one out here. I'm feeling 97 coming.
Close. 95. Close enough. Bryce gave up a run on the Upton home run in the fourth. Gave up a run in the seventh on a double by Snyder.
You know, it's surprising that Justin Upton has as many strikeouts. He tracks the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he has 95 coming into this game. He had one last night. That's second not only on the team but in the major leagues.
Yeah, it's surprising. He didn't get fooled on that pitch at all. I mean, but watching him, I've seen him before, but watching him these last couple of games, he really stays back pretty well. He doesn't commit. He doesn't commit early.
And he chased that one.
Well, there you go.
Fastball. So that is strikeout number 11, which equals a career high for Price. Two gone, and baseball's biggest stars will go head-to-head for one spectacular night. In the summer's biggest event, Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 19th, live from Anaheim at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox.
We're looking at an all-star for sure in David Price.
LaRose takes a strike.
Close in on number 11, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's on pace to actually, it would be his day to start on that Tuesday, the all-star game on the 13th.
That's convenient.
So
0-2 the count.
Well, they have that new rule. If you pitch, I believe, on that Sunday, you're not eligible.
Yeah, you can't pitch. And that's a great rule.
It is, yeah. It is.
0-2 is popped up. Right side. Pena down the line and makes the catch. 1-2-3 in the eighth. We go to the bottom of the inning with the Rays. At RaysBaseball.com and make your reservations for other 2010 party areas and luxury suites before it's too late. 23,945 here for this game. 2-3-9-4-5. Esmerling Vasquez, the new pitcher.
Your attention, please. Pitching for
Strike the count to Sean Rodriguez, a fastball.
It's funny, Sean was up with the bases loaded and Reynolds was playing in with nobody on, and Sean fakes a bunt. Reynolds was playing back. Now he's playing in a little bit.
It's popped up. Foul ball right side. LaRoche, the first baseman, right in front of the coaching box. One away. Evan Longoria is on his way to the plate. Now the Rays have drawn 10 walks today. How about this for Arizona pitching in their last 3 games? Last game of the series against New York, 13 walks, 8 last night, and 10 in this game.
Yeah, well, no wonder Mel Stottlemyre has that look.
Yeah, I mean,
this series.
31 walks and 3 hit batters.
Wow.
In the last 3 games by Arizona pitching.
Yeah, you can't be happy with that.
And in one of those, they got a no-hitter thrown.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, it's just staggering. 2-0.
Yeah, that look that Mel had, that's him on your right of the screen there. That look he had with Edwin Jackson, I mean, I think he wanted to go out there and just air him out, and then, you know, at the end of the game, you're hugging him, you know?
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
You know? It was a remarkable turnaround. It really was.
There's the strike. It's 2-1.
And he also hit a batter. I think he hit DJ.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, though, 31 walks and 3 hit batters in those 3 games, and they've only given up 11 runs. That's incredible.
Well, no wonder you can't give up many hits either when you're not throwing strikes.
They walk a lot of guys, just slip a few outs, and before you know it, full count here to Evan. It's Carlos Pena on deck. And did Evan go? Yes, he did. He's out on strikes. So that's the second out.
Well, that would have been a walk, too. I mean, look at this. They just ran in on him. Couldn't hold up.
Carlos Pena will be the hitter. Don't forget, Rays Live, the postgame comes up immediately following this one. Pena takes a pitch high, 1-0. Well, with this 5-2 lead, the Rays have their closer, Rafael Soriano, throwing in the bullpen, and Wheeler is back up again. Pena takes one down and in. 2-0. It's the bullpen right now. David Price, who had gone through 8 innings with 113 pitches and 11 strikeouts. So the bullpen busy.
Well, and the reason 2 right-handers are up, if the game stays at 5-2, assuming Price comes out, then it's Soriano. It's a save situation. They get another run or 2, they'll save Soriano and put Dan in. Price says, what, 113?
113. There's ball 4 to Pena. His career high is 119. And Price at 113 right now.
Yeah, I think too, with David, it's a different situation than Edwin Jackson. I mean, you're looking long haul with David, so he's gotten you to the point you need to. He doesn't have to have a complete game.
Yeah, if it's a save situation, Soriano's going to be in there.
You know, if a man gets on anyway, you're going to bring Soriano in, so you'd rather get him out of there 1-2 soon rather than 1-2 late. Give your closer a nice cushion to work with, 3 runs at least.
Kelly Shopick, pitch is high, 1-0. Kelly has a walk, otherwise 0 for 3 in this game. It's fouled. 1 and 2. Vasquez, the 4th pitcher of the day. He's out of the Dominican Republic. That's a strike, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
It was. Changeup. These guys throw a lot of changeups, which is actually by design. D-backs want their guys to learn that off speed, the equalizer.
And fastball by him. So he's out on strikes to retire the side. Rays leave 1. We go to the 9th. 5. David Price, 8 innings, 113 pitches. He strikes out 11, which equals his single-game career high. Walked only 1, gave up 2 runs, 7 hits, and one of those runs came on a home run. And a very good outing by David Price, which leaves his ERA at 2.44.
Yeah, dropped a tick.
Yep.
2.45 coming in, 2.44 leaving today. Real solid outing for David Price. 8 strong innings and an electric fastball today. Excellent command.
Run attempt by Chris Young on the first delivery from Rafael Soriano. Young fouls that fastball back, strike 1.
Rafael's been excellent. 17 of 18 for saves and opportunities. 1.35 earned run average. And got to really like that strikeout to walk ratio. 5-1 there.
Foul ball right back off the mask of Kelly Shoppick.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
McClellan even asking, you okay?
He didn't ask him right away. He waited a couple of seconds. Yeah.
5-second delay.
That's right.
I saw his lips moving, but the sound didn't come out.
That's exactly right. 0-2 now. And a high fly ball back into deep left. Joyce will go back to the wall, and that is gone.
Yep. He can
A home run by Chris Young. A fastball, and Young hits an 0-2 pitch into the seats and left. That's going to make it 5-3.
Yeah, that's just a pitch they wanted up, but see, it's not up enough. Shopik wanted it up above the hands. You see him kind of setting up high there, but that ball was about chest high.
Well, this team can do that.
Yes, they can. They can get back in a hurry. So can this guy.
Mark Reynolds takes a slider for a strike.
The intent was fine, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, he could have thrown him a breaking ball in the dirt too, but he just didn't execute the fastball.
2, another slider. Time today, a dozen strikeouts for Rays pitching.
Yeah, and that's all they were. You're right. Slider after slider. Good pitch. That one was down. There's tilt on that. Look at that pitch. That's excellent.
Soriano has saved 3 of David Price's 10 victories. He's trying to close another one out here against Arizona in this game. Count. Rusty Ryle 2 for 3 on the day. One and one.
Chase one there. Slider. Almost a backup slider.
The slider goes to 1 and 2. Came into this game having won 3 of his last 4 starts. And Soriano misses with a fastball. 2-2.
Well, again, they wanted that up. See Kelly Shopik setting up high, and Soriano misses for the effect of it was a strike, but he missed where his intent was, and so Tim McClellan doesn't give him the pitch. But
well, that was a strike by plenty.
A strike's a strike. Yeah.
It's foul.
I mean, just because the catcher was setting up and in and he missed location, it still went over plenty of the plate. And that's too bad because, you know, give this guy another chance.
He swung the bat well today, too.
Yeah, he should be sitting on the bench right now.
And a fly ball straight away center. Upton has room and makes the catch in front of the track. 2 outs here in the 9th.
Oh, it had some carry to it, didn't it?
It did. It kept going. So 2 away with the bases empty. And now the catcher, Chris Snyder, is coming on. Snyder drove in a run with a double. That was in the 7th. He's 2 for 3. Ball 1 inside. An opening slider. Too deep toward left center. Joyce is there, and the Rays are winners. It's a 5-3 final 11th win of the year. He's 11-3. The Rays take the second game of this series, 5-3. Soriano picks up the save. We'll be back in a moment.